very present in the audience. Thank you for having us in India. Wonderful India. Check if you've been hacked or... Oh, it was me.
तेरा इसमें ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा मेरे फ़ोन में.
So,
इसमें ऑडियो.
now that you can see me and I can't see you anymore because I'm in the dark, the cyber dark, and physical dark, we have great threats. The world has threats, India has threats, and I've been asked to talk about building a cyber security framework. What needs to be done, how it needs to be done. The reason basically I accepted and taken this platform and honored to be the opening speaker is because I understand security. And in building a security framework and a real security policy platform, we have to understand that cyber security needs to integrate and fuse solidly with physical security. If I were to, and I'm going to put you in the spotlight so you with the weapon, if I were to take his earpiece away and block his radio, he's blind. Platforms of cyber hacks.
ऑडियो नहीं कर रहा सर.
Ransom. So, people on the street, students, school kids are being held ransom. I think that the awareness level is something we need to take very, very seriously. And in building the framework and policy for a real cyber security hub in India, there have to be certain things taken into account and implemented. So I'm not going to talk about deception in the world of cyber. We all know what deception is. I'm not going to talk about terror. We have the media. I'm not going to talk about ransom. We know what that is. I'm not going to talk about false news, which is real news today. And I'm not going to talk about reality, because we have enough reality stars already in the last couple of days in the media. All of this affects every one of us. In creating friends, we are building enemies through the cyber network. And if what I say doesn't make sense, you have to fuse the intelligence that you have that's available in the cyber market and understand that there's a human element to every cyber attack. There has to be. I think all the cyber experts will somehow agree with me that there is a human element behind every single attack. I read an important statistic this morning in the Times of India, and it mentions 90% of organizations are not really protected against cyber attacks. 90%. I managed to stop crime in 2002 in Netanya, Israel, where I come from, by 70% in a year. Drop the crime rate by 70% by implementing a physical security concept, which we called then the secure zone, which you may know as the safe city of today. The cyber people of the world have taken the safe city and called it smart city. I think in 10 years' time, we're going to call it space city. So times are changing. We're moving forward. We have to be aware. In moving forward into this world, I'm not going to bore you with the PowerPoint presentation, and I'll be very happy to let the organizers share this presentation, which may help policymakers, heads of security for organizations, the academia, take these integrated platforms and move them into one integrated joint operations command and control. If the government doesn't work with the private sector, if the government doesn't work with industry, it won't work. If industry doesn't work with the government, even more important to the industry leaders, it's never going to work. Anybody disagree with that? Please, don't be scared. I'm not... We have to work together. People, everybody's in agreement. We need to work together to create a stop to the war that's going on in the cybersphere today. If you don't work together, nothing's going to happen. Talk is cheap. Cybersecurity is expensive. Let's bring the prices down. Let's train. Let's make awareness something. Mr. Pravan, I hope I pronounce his name correctly, the chairman of NASCOM, met with me through Mrs. Giti Bhagat about a month and a half ago. And he said to me one important word. I don't remember what else he said. He said a lot of things. But he said awareness. And that stuck in my mind, awareness. We are proud to come to India and honored and humble to say that we can bring some sort of cyber awareness security to India. From Israel to India. Within the framework of private sector, on one hand, separate, in the framework of the private sector, using government. I won't go into detail, but we have to encourage and cooperate between ourselves. We have to work together to create this platform of security. The methods we'd like to use, I'm used to somebody else moving my slides for me, so I'm scared of pushing buttons in the world of cyber. If you push a button, it's very dangerous, no? Press the wrong button, you're in trouble. All of this you've seen before. I've taken these pointers of telling you what framework is all about. Is that for me? 1 minute left? Yep. Okay. My heart is now beating. So within the methodology, we all know the methods. What I'm going to go through and tell you very quickly is that we've created and developed a couple of very interesting framework purpose points. And I'm going to call them the 7 or the 6 Ps. In marketing, we have 5 Ps. In cybersecurity, we should have 6 Ps. Those 6 Ps should be very, very concrete, and this is what my message would be to you today. The primary concern is the threat and the risk that we all at. The provision of education and awareness is number 2. Protection is number 3. How many layers of protection do we need? Let's think about that. We'll talk about that privately, maybe if somebody wants to speak to me. Preventative measures are necessary. Predicative measures. And we have to be proactive. If we do nothing, nothing's going to happen. So these are our 6 pillars of cybersecurity. I would like to quickly move ahead. Not talk about the risks and the management and managing risk, going into all the nitty-gritties of a boring PowerPoint presentation, but show you a national framework, which, Mr. Minister, I would be very honored to share with you. Just this page, perhaps, that I will deliver to you, and to India, through the Minister. So we have long-term challenges, and I'll be finished in 30 seconds, Deepak. Okay? Traffic jam, so I'm a little bit delayed. Long-term challenges. The tasks we have to take in making these challenges reality. Not a reality show, but reality for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is all about intelligence. The best form of defense Eric mentioned is a good offense. I was going to say something else, but that's very diplomatically and politically correct. Is a good offense. Thank you, Eric. So, on finishing, I would like to say thank you to everybody. Our incentives in talking about cybersecurity are really to promote working together, taking all the different activities, all the different concepts, all the different aspects, working them together, working the people, the industry, together with government. I thank you very much. I was supposed to talk for half an hour, Deepak, so you cut me short, but I've made my point. Thank you so much.